Hey guys, I'm Nesrin Danan, also known as Black Print, and I'm a professional photographer living in Los Angeles, California. I mostly shoot entertainment. I tour with musicians. I do a lot of music and concert photography work, but also I do a lot of portraits. I do events. I do brand campaigns. You name it, I have probably shot it. And that is simply because I'm a freelancer, which means that I am self-employed. So today I'm going to share 5 tips that I wish someone had told me before I started my freelance career. So that if you are interested in starting your own business, whether that's photography, videography, graphic design, writing, there are so many things you could do and work for yourself. Hopefully these will be helpful to you. My number one piece of advice that I give all of my friends who are like, I want to become a photographer, I want to do what you do, is to have a website. I cannot emphasize enough how much a good website really helps further you in your career. I get so many client bookings based off of my portfolio alone. I have so many people being like, wow, who designed your website? And I'm like, me, I did. But in all seriousness, having a good website is just a great way to give clients information about you, show off your portfolio, and then it's all there, it's all laid out, and your work speaks for itself. Tip number 2, and this is something I also tell a lot of my friends who are interested in becoming freelancers, is to not quit your day job until your freelance career becomes profitable. Realistically, I know we would all just like to work for ourselves and make art and have fun doing it until you're booking enough projects to cover your expenses, pay your rent, build a savings. It's not smart to just fully quit your day job and try to go full force freelance, unless you have an emergency fund or something to fall back on. But most people do need that kind of cushion that helps you transition seamlessly financially into this new journey of being self-employed. There are also a lot of expenses that come with being a freelancer, with whichever career you choose, but you are paying out of pocket for literally everything, all of your equipment, your gear, any meeting spaces you need to use, literally everything falls on you because you don't have a company paying for that for you. Definitely smart to financially make that transition as it becomes more profitable. So tip number 3 is going to be to take on projects from family, friends, acquaintances, literally anybody in your network to start building your portfolio, especially if you're just starting from scratch and you're starting a whole new career that you don't have any previous experience in. I think there's a very big thing in the photography and videography community, especially about never working for free. But the reality is, in the beginning, you're gonna have to work for free a little bit. But with the caliber of that work and the experience that you're gaining, then you can charge more when it comes to paid gigs with clients. All of this work that you're doing should be going on your website, going on your Instagram, and being an example of what you can do for other people. Tip number 4 is money management. And I think this is something that a lot of people don't really talk about, but when you're a freelancer, you fully have to manage all of your personal and business funds yourself. And like I said earlier, there are a lot of expenses that come with being a freelancer. So this can get a little tricky when you're like, what is a business expense? What is a personal expense? What's furthering my business? What's wasting money? Personally, I like to use money management apps. I use Mint, I use QuickBooks Self-Employed, and all of those to kind of help me keep track of my finances and of my expenses. So at the end of the year, I can write off stuff for my taxes. Also tying into money management, having an LLC for your business is something that you should be thinking about. It's not 100% necessary at the beginning, but as your business gets larger, it could definitely save you a lot of money at tax time. And an LLC also legally protects your business. If anything were to happen, you personally are not liable, your business is. And tip number 5, I wanted to touch on time management a little bit because this is something I didn't fully realize as I was beginning to work for myself. Being your own employee and being your own boss is a little tricky because no one is telling you when to show up for work, what you have to do. Like, you really have to be on top of tasks and emails and everything that you need to get done for that day. So finding that work-life balance for yourself is really important as a freelancer. I think that's where a lot of freelancers struggle because that work-life balance can be very hard to achieve. For me personally, I try to carve out certain hours of my morning where I work out and go to the gym, then I'll come home, I'll do emails and office work and anything I need to do on my computer, then whatever I need to get shot for the day, I shoot, I edit, and then I always try to have time for my personal life and to see my friends and to go out and just have fun. Obviously, sometimes my career does not allow that. I really am on other people's time quite a bit, whether that's events going super late at night or sometimes I'll be on tour for 3 months at a time, and that's just absolutely like no personal time to myself. But I try to balance it as best I can. And depending on whatever you are trying to do with your own business, that's just something to keep in mind as you start. So I hope these tips were helpful to you guys if you are looking to start your own business. Definitely really interested in hearing which tips resonated with you the most. And stay tuned for my next lesson, which is going to be how to build your portfolio and find clients.